Hey everybody, Ghost Cat here. Thank you for joining me today for the inaugural episode of my new series, Planetary Odyssey Scrapyard Edition. This series will follow the hijinks and mishaps of your feline protagonist as I careen and bounce my way across the planets and moons of the Space Engineer's star system. This will be a modded playthrough, with the list of mods found in the description below. I'm currently heading face first towards the planet in my humble ground squirrel. A simple yet reliable vehicle featuring a hydrogen-fueled power plant and room to grow, the ground squirrel is perfect for your basic off-road needs. It's what we start with, but not necessarily what we'll finish with. Once reaching the surface, there is a marker at the North Pole that, I am told, has further instructions for our journey. Alright, let's go check out this North Pole marker. Well, first I gotta get rid of this parachute. Alright, here we go. It looks like the wind's starting to blow up. That kinda came out of nowhere. Stage 1, Earth-like and Moon, start. Hello, adventurer. Your instructions are in the box below. Welcome, traveler, to the Planetary Odyssey, Scrapyard Edition. Each planet you visit on this journey will provide progressively more difficult restrictions. Stage 1 starts simple. No large grids. Salvage components only, no mining except ice. No jetpack. Start without a respawn point. And all manned aircraft are limited to one direction of thrust. Your overall mission is to get to the South Pole, scavenging components and blocks along the way. Keep in mind that you'll need to build a planetary escape vehicle when you arrive. Further instructions will be provided upon your arrival. Other challenges will be found along the way, providing a chance to acquire helpful resources. The first stop on your journey is located at this GPS. Make your way here to engage in the first challenge. Good luck. Alright, create a GPS marker. And there's our first challenge, 63.7 kilometers away. I think I'm going to wait a minute until the storm blows over before we get moving, so come up here. Take shelter in the lee side of this post and build myself a little fire. Excellent. Now I'll just sit here and keep our hands warm till the storm blows over. Alright, after waiting for a while, the snow's lightened up a bit, so I think I'm going to head out. I can drive in this. Get rid of our fire pit real quick. Alright. Let's grab our ground squirrel and head out. Now I'm going to have to watch for some of those abandoned settlements to spawn. Since... oh, speaking of which, there was just one over here, somewhere. Another one? Oh, they're kicking everywhere. I do want to get out of these snowfields, though, so let's keep heading this way. And if one spawns in front of me, I'll head for it. But I don't want to get all turned around looking for these abandoned settlements. I don't appear to have any headlights. Oh, there's something right up here. Yeah, let's go check this out. This will be our first scrap. Alright, what do we have here? Some kind of building truck. Oh, do I have any tools in here? Excellent. Basic tools, a basic rifle, ammo, and some cylinders. Right on. I better shut my engine off since I don't want to burn up all my hydrogen. It's another thing about this game. I've tweaked it so that hydrogen is a viable fuel. I've made the engines more efficient and more powerful. However, without an O2H2 generator and ice, I'm kind of limited in what I've got. Alright, medium cargo container. Let's see if there's anything in here. Alright, we got some motors and some large steel tubes. And a cargo container. However, I'm just going to grind this down because in this first part of the challenge... Ooh, a battery. I don't know if I want to grind down those power cells, because I can't remake those. But yeah, and as I was going to say, in this first stage, I can build anything. Gotta gather up as many of these useful components as I can. Alright, some ammo. Better grinder. Oh, there's some power cells.
Full.
And my inventory's full. Where's my truck? Get some more ammo, but yeah, come back and get these power cells. Excellent. Sometimes it's nice to get some good things right off rip. Ooh, a survival kit. It's only got one medical component, but I will take it. Once we get 3 medical components, we can build our own respawn point. And that way, if we die, we won't have to start all over. Grab some of these components. I think while I've got the chance, and we're stopped here, I might take the opportunity to add a couple more wheels to the rover and maybe a bigger cargo container. We're going to end up needing to carry a lot of components all the way to the South Pole, so I'm going to throw a piston on here and get this thing jacked up and start making some modifications. Now it's starting to get dark too. Well, it's been getting dark for a while, but we may end up camping here for the night, doing some work on this truck, and heading out in the morning. Alright, with those power cells I found, I can use this battery, if I can get it up here. I'm gonna have to get myself up there somehow. Alright, now we have a large small grid battery. Got plenty of power to drive our rover, if we can't find any hydrogen. I had not expected to find one of those so soon. Alright, and now for that piston. We got it jacked up. Just kind of extend this main beam and throw some more wheels on here. Give us a bit more of a wheelbase. At some point, I'll make the wheels bigger, but this will be great for now. So, in addition to adding another set of wheels, I think I'm also going to expand the wheelbase. Spread things out a little bit. Apparently, the wheel could not be placed on any of them, so I'm going to have to jack it up a little higher. But I figure I'll weld these up while they're right here. Do the same for the other side, and then pop her up a little higher and get the wheels on. Huh, I wonder if maybe the wheel could be placed. I was just in the way. Let's find out. Well, that sure seems to be the case. Well, I guess I'll not stand in the way next time. Get these things welded up quick. Alright, successfully merged my battery, which, because it's full, is free energy. Shut off my hydrogen engine. We've got to get our hydrogen tank back on here. Alright, I suppose that's as good a spot as any. And there we go. Now we just have to throw our battery back on. And we should be ready to head out. Excellent, now we have headlights. Oh, there's an intact hydrogen tank in here. I better get that out. Hopefully it's got some fuel in it. Since I'm not building any large grid structures, wind turbines are kinda out of the question for energy. Alright. Gonna have to be gentle with this. Alright, successfully hacked. And this tank is almost half full. Get that out of there. I think I'll leave these batteries. It's a lot of work to carve those out and try to hack them when I just got a large battery, so I'm going to tack this onto this other side real quick, and then we can probably get underway. Almost feels like it's starting to lighten up. However, even if I'm not taking the batteries, I will take their computers. Double check the shed real quick, but I think I got everything. There's a motor in the mag plate. Whoa there, calm down. Do not need to flip her over this early in the game. Well, that's what I get for talking. That's the first, but probably not the last time I'll find myself on my head. Let's see if we can get her flipped back over. Well, that battery's shot. And... oh, I never put the gyroscope back on. That explains a lot. I'm surprised it wasn't worse. That's why she was kicking all over. Well, that and the way I drive, but... alright, now let's see if we can use this gyro to roll her over now that we've got a gyro. Alright, that's better. I'm going to make sure nothing else is too banged up. We did lose 18 power cells out of our battery, so that's a bummer, but... so it goes sometimes. There'd better be something good at this salvage area. Wonder if that's it right there. That's something. I wonder if I broke something. This thing is clinking and clunking pretty hard. But so it goes in the game of Space Engineers. I almost rolled her again. Oh, I better remember to shut the engine off, or I'm going to burn up all our hydrogen. Oh, some more power cells. Not enough to fix our battery, but it's a start. Now if I can just keep myself shiny side up and between the lines, hopefully that doesn't happen again. Alright, I'm going to call that looted, and let's get headed back for that challenge. Hey, would you look at that? We're basically back where we started. Oh, looks like we've got an abandoned settlement almost directly ahead of us. Ish, in this direction. It was directly ahead of us before I bounced all over. Just got to get over here and get our fingers in that pie. Get some goodies. That looks unnatural over there. Or it did. There was something silhouetted against the horizon. No, we were already here. This is that first one we found. I'm hoping that this up here that looks like a little bit of a valley between mountains might be a bit easier of a way through, because up and over could get dicey. The vast emptiness of the polar snowfields. Pretty lonely out here. Hopefully we get some sunshine soon. Ooh, ISDC beacon. Let's go see what these folks have. Oh, would you look at that. Beautiful sunshine. Well, we're down to about 50 kilometers to our first checkpoint. And we're still hurtling across the snowfields, but starting to see some trees. Got a little bit of sun for a minute there. Hopefully soon we'll be out of the polar regions. Get something a little more pleasant to look at than just white. Fantastic. The first sign of civilization in quite some time. Let's hop in here and see what they got going on. Maybe they'll have some warm, tasty beverages. And a fire or something by which to warm our feet. Well, to have a vending machine, I've got 10,000 space credits. Well, they got some ingots. Some ore. A power kit. Nothing I can really use. Is that it? There's not even a door? Oh, there's the door. I just gotta finish looking around. Oh, the medical center. Feeling pretty healthy, so I don't think I need to stop there. Contracts, ATM, store, and a nice little lounge area. I'm gonna sit down, take a load off, maybe have a tasty beverage. Ah, well that was refreshing. Alright, let's see what they've got in their store. Got a data pad. Those will tell us where more stores are, but... Huh. Really nothing useful. Unless I were to build an assembler. Which is one of the things that I did include, was a small grid assembler, so that I can build one of those, and at least be able to break down components, and use the resources I get from those to build other components. And also in a case like this, if I had the resources, I could buy some ingots and use them to make something I needed. But doesn't really look like there's anything we can do here, so let's get back on the road, shall we? Well, that battery is just a smoking, ain't she? See if I can do something about that to at least get it to stop smoking. Oh, welding is disabled in a safe zone. And nothing. And it took our 9 power cells or whatever, but it just gives us a little bit of character, so let's keep on keeping on. Try to be a little more cautious as I drive, but that's never been my strong suit in this game. I'm going for that unknown signal. That might have something useful. Or it might not be worth anything, but one way or the other, I'm going for it. That way I can avoid what's probably going to be our first big obstacle. Crossing the mountains. The Earth-like planet has mountains that basically circle the poles, so we're going to be doing a lot of mountain crossing. I don't really fancy trying to drive up the mountains and back down the other side in this little rover, so we're going to have to find a good way through or do it the other way. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with this thing. It clinks every time I land. I must have hit the ground real hard at some point. Ooh, what do we get? Badger boots. Excellent. We don't have a medical room to change our appearance, but... Ooh, 1,000 space credits. Grind this all down for components, because we need everything we can get. Oh no, don't do that. Don't forget to set the parking brake, folks. I would prefer not to have to walk to the South Pole. I should save the battery, but I'm still good on hydrogen, and if I find more power cells, I can fix the one I broke. Alright, back on track to the first challenge. I'm going to come over here where the ground isn't quite so ravine-y, and I'm looking for what will be a better place to cross the mountains than what I've seen so far. And I'm wondering if what I'm seeing over here is a low section or just foothills for more mountain I can't see. But I'm slowly heading that way, trying not to crash this thing. So far, successfully-ish. I've only been on my head once. Huh. It does look like a spot I can try to squeeze through. Right up there. Almost looks like a pass through the mountains. I wonder if I've got enough components to build a little scout drone. I'm going to take a look at what we got, and maybe we can scout a path over these mountains. Otherwise, we're just going to have to raw dog it. No grids, and I'd need grids for thrusters. Even flat mows. So, here we go. The closer and closer we get, the more and more that does look like a south-ish facing mountain pass. It would be nice if we could find some more of those abandoned settlements and gather more goodies. Although, I don't suppose many people would have settled in this rough terrain. Maybe once we get through these mountains, we'll start finding more bits. Because right now, what we've got is not going to build a ship to get us off the planet. Speaking of which, there's one 6 kilometers that way, but... Alright, I just saw pieces fly off. Oh, wow. Well, I was busy ogling the abandoned settlement. It was off in that direction somewhere, and I don't really feel like going back up and over the mountains. We're kind of making our way out of them. I hit the ground hard. I'm lucky I didn't smash my engine. Because I don't have the components to rebuild that, I don't think. Certainly not the power cell. Alright, I'm going to throw some more front back on this. And another bumper if I've got the components. And we can get back underway. Alright, mostly patched up. Should be good to go. I think we lost our headlights, but we'll worry about that when it gets dark again. Well, that's not good. That was a bad landing. Let's see if we can recover from this. Alright, well at least it's upright again. And what was I just saying about not wanting to lose that engine because I couldn't replace it? Alright, let's see. Let's see what I got. I need at least a front wheel. I can probably take one of these back wheels and put it on the front. And then we only have this one little battery. So we're going to have to limp our way around. Hopefully find a settlement where we can scavenge something. At least enough stuff to build another hydrogen engine. So it looks like all I'm going to need for this hydrogen engine is a few small steel tubes and a power cell. I really shouldn't have ground down the battery on that unknown signal. But maybe we'll get another one that'll have a battery. And am I slowly rolling away? Yes, I am. Once again. Handbrake. Alright, I'm going to build a piston on this. And get one of these wheels moved to the front. So I've at least got a front corner here. And we're going to slowly keep making our way to that first waypoint. Wow, it looks like we're lucky we didn't lose both front wheels. Alright, maybe a bigger bumper will help a little bit. That, and if maybe I drive a little more cautiously. Which I'm going to have to, because with one battery, my power just blinks in and out. Oh, there's an abandoned settlement. 4.89 kilometers it looked like. Kind of in the direction, there. Get out and run up here and look that way so I can get a bearing. About 235, 234. Let's see if we can slowly make our way that way. Well, there's a shipping platform back that way. But I don't have anything to ship, so I think we'll keep going this way. I don't fancy trying to climb back out of this valley without any power. Oh, now we're only 3.7 kilometers away. Look, an ice lake. I can drive across here, only to have somewhere flat for a second. Well, it looks like we're starting to lose the daylight. Hopefully we can make it to this abandoned settlement before we lose the sun. First, I just need to see if I can climb this hill with the limited power I have. Oh no, something else is smoking now. No, that's probably still just that battery. Yeah, I was a little worried I had damaged something else at some point. Alright, so now I'm conflicted. Go back for the unknown signal, or go forward and try to get to that settlement before nightfall. Because once it gets dark, I don't know if I'll be able to find it, and we'll have to camp and wait for morning. But that unknown signal might have a battery. That kind of settles it. Because it looks like it's just back on the other side of that lake. So if we can get back there, we don't even need to go on the lake. And then this way, we can get the juice. Hopefully. And maybe still make it to that settlement before it gets too dark. Although, any hopes of that are rapidly diminishing. And what do we get? Prisoner boots. That's not very exciting. Well, that's right. I got a new grinder. Where is the cargo container? There it is. Ooh, plushie. More space credits and some steel plates. Alright, I've claimed ownership of the battery, so hopefully it doesn't explode. Put that up there. Hopefully I've got the stuff for merge blocks without grinding anything down. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with this thing. This whole thing is wiggling and jiggling. I don't even have any subgrids on here. This battery really does not want to be up here. Apparently, we have a small steel tube shortage. Alright, got that battery installed finally. Now we've got two batteries. We can actually drive a little bit better with the power it gives us. And we've got 87% charge total, so that was a nice little find. Now we just have to make our way back to where I saw that abandoned settlement beacon blinking. It's a blinking beacon right over this way. And hopefully we can get the components we need to do something a little more about our power situation. Or maybe even build a little scouting drone to check the path ahead, help us locate more ruins and places to gather resources. So, to be honest, I've totally lost track of where this thing was. So now we're just kind of wandering around, hoping we stumble across it. Well, it's around here somewhere. Huh, I wonder where that thing is. Well, folks, it's starting to get pretty dark. And I think I missed that abandoned settlement, so I'm gonna set up camp and we'll go looking a bit more in the morning before we continue on our journey. If I zoom out with the camera, I have a feeling it's somewhere in this broad plain we just drove through, because further out it looks like it gets pretty rough and mountainous, and we probably just drove past it in the dark. So let's set up camp real quick. Alright, there's our fire pit. Hopefully it doesn't light all this grass on fire. I'm gonna sit down, take a nap, and I'll see you folks in the morning. Alright, the sun is starting to come up, so let's break down our fire pit and get on our way. I'm gonna drive around this valley a little bit looking for that abandoned settlement, but if I don't find it before too long, then we're just gonna start heading for that first waypoint. Maybe do just one big circuit of this and see what I find. Well, something exploded when we went over that little drop. I saw a distinct fireball. Must have been just our bumper. Maybe I should wait till the sun's a little bit more up. Looks like it's just coming over the mountains now, so... Oh, I think I found something. It's at just over 500 meters. Just blinking in and out of existence as I drive. We must have driven right past that coming through here and not even seen it. Because that ice lake is right there. I'm gonna park here and go in on foot. Maybe I should grab a weapon. Never know what you're gonna find. Some kind of hangar. That looks like a turret. Is it functional? No. Battery. Some other bits. Ooh, some motors and large steel tubes. Those are always handy. A hydrogen tank. Hydrogen engine, but no power cell. This doesn't look like it has a battery. Ooh, medical components. We can finally build ourselves a survival kit to have a respawn point. Which, that'll be rather handy. Alright, we're gonna have to bring the buggy over here and take a little time and do a little bit of a refit. Build things up a bit and maybe figure out a way to get a little bit of power. Now that we've got our ground squirrel back to this little hangar, I think it's time to do a quick overhaul. We may not get the power cell to fix our hydrogen engine, but I do want to put bigger wheels on here, give it a wider wheelbase, maybe go up to 5x5s. We should have all the stuff we need here, I would hope. One of the big problems was going to be the large steel tubes, but we got 10 of them here. I'm sure we can get the small steel tubes and motors and everything else we need from the various bits and bobs we got kicking around. So yeah, that's the first thing I'm going to do. And then, I think I am going to build myself an assembler so that hopefully I can break enough things down, get enough silicon, and maybe build some solar panels. Something to give us some more power, because without the ability to build large grid, it makes it difficult to tap into these batteries. Unless it's already got a connector, I'm kinda out of luck. Alright, that's a bit better. Now, I just need to build a survival kit and an assembler on here, and then we can start working on getting some solar panels built, and once we have power and have looted this base, we can be on our way. Alright folks, and there we are. We got our survival kit right behind the cockpit. And then back here we have our small grid assembler. The link for the mod that this comes from, as well as all the mods I'm using, as always, can be found in the description below. Make sure you go and check these out and give some love to these creators who've made these wonderful mods that allow us to do things like the scenario I'm playing through today. Well, it appears that the sun has gone down again on another day. We've got this truck done, but I'm going to run up here and set up my little campfire. And I will catch up with you folks again in the morning. And good morning, everybody. The sun is just starting to lighten the sky. Still hasn't even crested over the mountains yet. So I think I'm going to take a little bit of time and do some looting real quick, get all the good components, and hopefully by the time the sun comes over the mountains, we can be packing up and heading out. Alright, now that I've scavenged all the components that I want from this place, and the sun is just starting to peak above the horizon, let's get rid of our fire pit. And then we've just got one more task left to complete before we head out. I want to throw some solar panels on here. I think I've got some bulletproof glass I can break down with the assembler and use that to build at least one solar panel. Hopefully two. Enough to give us some charge and keep our batteries fueled, and maybe once the sun's up, give us the extra juice we need to actually power our wheels adequately. Alright folks, here we are. I was able to get plenty of silicon from bulletproof glass, however, nickel proved a little more difficult. I ended up taking an extra medical component that I had and breaking it down, which gave me more than enough nickel, some iron, and a little bit of silver to boot, so now we should hopefully have enough power to get us where we're going, and maybe along the way we can find a power cell to repair our engine, or maybe several so we can repair this large battery, but in any event, let's get a move on, shall we? Well, I almost doomed us to a, while interesting, certain defeat. I forgot to put a gyroscope back on here after I remodeled. So, I should probably slap one on, shouldn't I? Y'all have seen how I drive, so we know it's probably a good thing if I do. Alright, let's try this again. Only 25 kilometers left to go, and we'll get to see what this first challenge is all about. Now that we're out of the ice fields, this scenery is rather pleasant. A little bit more to look at than endless white, with occasional smudges of rock. I haven't seen one of those abandoned settlements in a while. I was hoping I might find one or two more on the way, and as I was saying before, hopefully find some power cells, but alas, nothing yet. Huh. The road just got a bit rougher, folks. I'm sure this is a beautiful valley down here, but I don't know if that's quite where we want to go. Maybe we can skirt along these mountain flanks and get around it. On second thought, maybe that's not such a great idea. Maybe I'll go over this way instead and try to circle around that peak, and looks like there might be a flat bit up there. Little shoulder between mountains around the top edge of that valley. That's probably a bit safer, considering driving on the flanks of those mountains might just send me tumbling down below. Oh, there's an abandoned settlement. However, it's 5 kilometers in the direction we don't want to go. Might have to pass on that one. It's the little rover that could. I hope. Maybe. Maybe not. Don't have much power to work with, so I can't do what I normally do and just turn the power up or whatnot, but looks like we're gonna make it. Pretty sure I just heard a clap of thunder. Must be storms rolling in from somewhere. This might get a little sketchy here in a minute. Excellent, we're within 20 kilometers of this first challenge. We just need to see if we can eke our way there. I'm trying to stay in the sunlight as much as possible, but with this terrain, it's being a bit difficult. This all would have been avoided if I wouldn't have taken all the power cells we had and dumped them into that battery after I flipped and smashed it. But so it go. Huh. That looks a bit tricky. I was hoping to find a pass through these mountains there, so keep heading this way. And see what we can find. Well, folks, this is what I'm looking at. Massive towering wall of mountains. There's that valley I didn't want to go in. Or maybe that one's over there. One way or the other. Looks like I'm going to have to go down and then make my way back up somehow. Although maybe if I shoot for one of those low bits over here, that could do it for us. I think I'm going to head that way and see if it's a bit easier. Oh, there's some lightning, so we'll be heading into the storm. But yeah, I think we're going to head that way and maybe we can get over there. I don't know. That first challenge is right on the other side of this wall of mountains, so we just got to get there. Well, doesn't look like this path is going to be any better, so I think I'm going to head back to that first valley, make my way down, and hopefully try to make it up that other side. She looks pretty steep, though. But I have faith that our little ground squirrel can make it. It's got bigger wheels now, so that should solve everything, right? Alright, folks. I believe we're in the valley at the base of the big climb. That looks like it right there. So, a bit hard to see with the fog, but it looks like there's a little tiny path, or erosion valley or something, coming down, so I'm going to try to follow that up to catch that low spot there, and we'll see what we see on the other side. Well, folks, that didn't go as planned. Here I am in this little crevice, and I can't see anything. Anything at all, so we're going to have to sit a minute and wait out this fog and try to head up once it thins out a bit, or something. Alright, it looks like it's thinned out a little bit, but still can't make hide nor hair of where I'm at. I think I want to be headed that way. But apparently my vehicle doesn't want to head that way. It's this lack of sunshine that's doing me in. I'm going to have to head for sunshine and let my batteries charge a bit. And maybe try to figure out another way to get up and over this mountain. Don't have many options, though. But one thing's for sure, is I need power. Yes, this mountain right here is directly in our way. You can see the challenge right there. Mountain here. I think we're trying to get up there. Maybe if I go up and around that way, at least that'll give me some time in the sun. Where I might actually have enough power to make some progress on this kind of slope. Don't seem that bad when you're driving, but once you get out, it's quite the slope we're on. I'm gonna have to find a better way up. This one ain't doing it. Well, 6 kilometers in kind of this direction is an abandoned settlement. So maybe I'll head that way and see if I can't track that down, unless that's on the other side of the mountains too. And hopefully get some components that'll help us get over this mountain. I appear to have gotten myself into a bit of a predicament here. Slowly sliding down into this hole. Maybe if I can get up on this flat spot here. Nope, too much, too much. Alright, that's not terrible. Whoa, stop, stop, stop. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to that abandoned settlement. I just can't get out of this little valley I've gotten into. And with such limited components to work with, I'm going to have to come up with a more innovative solution. Regional headquarters, 5.82 kilometers away. I doubt I can get there at this present moment. See if I can't get up out of this little valley. Yeah, I don't think that's happening, so I have to hang out here for a minute, get some power, and see if I can't figure a way up and over this mountain. Huh, I had expected the nickel I got from that medical component to get me a little further. What else has nickel? Motors. How many of those? I've only got, I suppose I got a fair amount of those. But I want the nickel. I need the power. That's my solution. Let's try to get more power. If I can get enough power to drive my wheels a little better, I think I might be able to actually get up some of these slopes. Alright, that's a little better. Alright, we're making it. As long as I can stay in the sun, I've got a little bit of power. So, folks, the solution I came up with is pretty simple. If you can't go around it, and you can't go over it, we'll go through it. Hopefully we don't dig too deep. Find something we're not prepared for. Let's just hope we got enough power. We're down to 16%, and there's no more sun, so let's see how well this goes. Actually, we need to be going more this way. And I kind of thought the nosing down would be a problem. Hoping that if I reduce the height offset on the rear wheels... Well, that's still taking me down pretty far. I'm going to need to move the drills higher. Alright, let's see if these drills set higher up keep us from nosing down. Maybe if we get over here, get a better spot to start? I don't know. Doesn't seem to want to bite in now. Now I'm stuck. See if I can get this thing back out of here real quick and analyze what's going on. I'm getting hung up on the sides. I think my drills need to be further out. And I need to fix that one solar panel. It's driving me nuts. And this drill also isn't symmetrical. Alright, folks. Got the drills spaced out a bit more. And now I need to drop the back wheels to hopefully keep us from going down too far. We're doing it. I just don't know if we're going to make it on the power we've got. I'm down to 3% charge on my batteries. So if I run out of juice, I might have to wait for an unknown signal to spawn and go steal his battery. But to be fair, this is working. Slowly, but it's working. Well, folks, I hopped out just to see how it looked, and this is quite the cavernous hole we've managed to dig. Straight down into the depths of the mountain. But we're going to make it to that challenge one way or the other. Alright, we've officially run out of power. Time to run back out and hope we get an unknown signal before too long. Well folks, I'm back on the surface. It's nighttime. And I'm heading for that abandoned settlement that was 6 kilometers away. Should be able to make it on foot in a while. I'm just hoping that an unknown signal pops. I can go grab the battery from that and not have to hope that maybe there'll be power cells here. All we need is one power cell. And we can rebuild that hydrogen engine and we'll have the power we need to finish getting through this mountain. Alright, we've got an unknown signal. I'm going to head for that because that's a guaranteed battery. And with this fog and the darkness, I'm not going to be able to find that abandoned settlement. I also have to be particularly careful running around on these slopes because with no power on the rover, there's no survival kit. We're kind of dependent on that thing. And when we don't have it, if I die, that's back to the beginning. Well, now we're 4 kilometers from that abandoned settlement. It's over there somewhere. Maybe we'll head that way after we get this unknown signal. Finally. Feels like it took forever to get here. Computers and a good welder. Ooh, we got the rainbow suit. Alright, let's grind this down. We'll take this battery. And we'll head back to our rover. Since I got this, I'm not going to go chasing after abandoned settlements in the dark. Got to get this back. Hopefully make our way through that mountain. And get to this first challenge. If we're lucky, we can make it by daybreak. Alright folks, here we are back at the entrance to the hole. Let's head back in and take this power to our rover. Alright, we're further than I thought we'd be. We're almost half a kilometer in. I don't know how much further we've got to go, but... well, I think for this, I'm going to grind these down. Just so they don't get snagged on anything. Since they're not really helping us here anyway. Battery is successfully tacked on. And we have power again. So, let's keep on keeping on, shall we? Well, folks, we're almost 1.5 kilometers in. We're 2 kilometers below the surface. And so far we're on track to come out upslope of the challenge, so... sure looks like we haven't been going down too much, but what I did was set the gyroscope with a pitch override to keep pulling the front of the rover up so that hopefully it'll keep us from digging down too deep and possibly digging underneath the challenge. But I'm going to keep on keeping on and hopefully we'll punch through this other side before too much longer. Well folks, something that probably should have occurred to me earlier is that I've got an assembler. I can make power cells. It's that easy. I'm so used to doing scrap runs and salvage runs where you don't have the luxury of an assembler. So, I've been struggling with power. All I had to do was go back and do that. It's funny how life works out sometimes. If you're just not paying attention. So, alright, now hopefully that'll give us enough juice to fight our way through this pile of rock. Luckily I thought of that because that battery I went and got was almost dead. Oh wow. It's almost like our wheels work. We have power. We'll be up to this base, this neutral base, before we know it. I don't really have any interest in the base. I just know that where that base is, it is the surface. And I'm ready to be out of this pile of rock. Alright everybody, got about 1 kilometer to go. both a kilometer of rock above us and just over a kilometer to this base we're headed for, so hopefully before too long we can break through the surface and finally be done burrowing. Cats don't dig burrows for a reason. So once I remembered I could make the one power cell I needed to get my hydrogen engine going, I've made pretty good time. I stopped using the gyroscope override because with all that power, it actually did its job and kept trying to drive me vertical, but once I got the hang of it, having actual power to work with, I've been making pretty good time, although I am now about out of hydrogen. I'm down to 10% as you can see, but my small battery, the one that's on anyway, is charged up to 17%. Hopefully soon we can break through here and maybe we can find some ice to mine. And since, at least on this stage, I have the capability to build an O2H2 generator, we can get some hydrogen and refuel our tanks. 230 meters of depth. And we're out of hydrogen. So I'm gonna have to build the power cells I need to fix this guy up, and hopefully that'll give us enough juice to get to the surface. Alright, well that's got more power in it than I remember, so let's make our way back to the surface. We just crossed the 150 meters of depth line. Well on our way to the surface. We'll be there before we know it. 25 meters. We should break through any time now, folks. Oh. Is that it? Are we free? I see the sky. And we are free of the earth. Come around and look at this hole. Well, that marker down there, big hole, at 5.45 kilometers away is where we started, so it was quite the dig. We went more than that because we squirreled around quite a bit, but we did it. Here, let's run the spectator camera down so we can check out how it looks. And there it is, folks. Finally reached the other end. 5.5 kilometers away. Well, after that, now that we've made it back to the surface, I think I'm going to pull up by this base and set up camp for the night and wait for the sun to come up. Alright. Well, let's build our campfire. Excellent. And I will see you folks in the morning. Well, folks, the sun is rising on another beautiful day. We're finally out of the mountain. And we're only about 12 kilometers from the first challenge, so let's get rid of the fire pit and we'll be on our way. Not exactly sure where I want to get in, apparently. I had thought about seeing what goodies I could acquire from that base back there, but that one was not abandoned. And consequently, those guns probably loaded, so oh, I gotta reset my wheels. They're all funky from drilling through the mountain. Alright, I think everything's back to normal, so let's get this show on the road. Alright, we just have to get over there from the looks of it. Probably on the other side of that mountain would be my guess. Maybe just at the foot of it, behind that one flank. I don't know, but we're almost there. I guess the only way down is down. Oh. Ouch. Well, at least we survived. I think the drill saved us. Yeah, the drill definitely saved us. Punched a big old hole in that rock. Oh, there's an abandoned settlement. Disappeared just as I was saying something, but I think for the moment, I'm going to keep going where I'm going. Less than 5 kilometers to go. Goodbye, tree. Suppose it probably would have been easier to take the flat section, but not as fun. Whoa, think I can see it. Oh, big hole. An abandoned settlement up on that plateau, maybe. But that is neither here nor there, because we're only 2 kilometers away from our first challenge. Let's see what's in store for us today. Oh, I see a flashing sign. It's hard to see with the fog. Stage 1, Challenge 1. Gatling Turret Shooting Gallery. Control of turrets is often left to AI. In this challenge, the control is passed back to you. Sit in seat and take control of the turret. Challenge begins after 10 seconds. Interesting. Shoot down the targets for magnesium. 5 kilogram minimum, 3 kilogram additional for each target destroyed, 15 kilogram bonus for shooting down all 10. You are provided with 2 ammo boxes for this challenge. You may add additional ammo to the turret if you have it. Well, I don't have any Gatling ammo, so... Well, let's do this. Shall we? Alright, let's give this a go. Not very good with manual turret control, but we'll see how she goes. There's one. Oh, he's going everywhere. Whoa. There's 2. Oh, reloading. Come on, come on. Well, so far I've gotten 2. Well, I got 2. 2 out of 10 ain't bad, I guess. So, that should give me 11 magnesium. Oh, yep, there's our 11 magnesium. And next challenge coordinates. Use your magnesium wisely. The drones are coming. The next challenge can be found at these coordinates. See you there. That sounds ominous. I suppose our next step is to get heading for this next challenge. Let's pull up the GPS marker and see where it's at. Oh, there it is. Another 60 kilometers to the south. Alright, well hopefully the terrain's a little easier to navigate this time, and hopefully I don't end up having to drill any big holes. However, that's an adventure for next time, so I will see you folks then, and as always, have a great day.